Alright, so I really appreciate you guys watching my first two bodyweight workout circuits. If you haven't, those can be found on my YouTube channel. So what's really important after a workout is that you get protein in any source. That could be through milk or meat, or there are non-meat products that do have protein in it, like nuts and things like that. What's also really important is that you stretch. Now, stretching is important for a couple of reasons. It is the best way to prevent soreness for after a workout, which I know prevents a lot of people from working out in the first place, is because of how sore it makes them. And the other reason it's important to stretch is because it increases flexibility. Now, this increased flexibility is going to allow you to get the most out of your workouts, because you'll be able to perform movements with a full range of motion that's going to engage the most of your muscle fibers, which will lead to growth and just overall more wellness and more fitness when you're doing these workouts. So today I'm going to take you through a couple of stretches that are going to help stretch out the muscles that we just exercised in the bodyweight workout program. So the first muscle group that I'm going to focus on is our hamstrings. So our hamstrings are the back of our leg right here, and the way we're going to stretch those, the first one is really easy. You're just going to bend over and touch your toes. So it's going to look like this. Now, if you can only get this far, go this far, go as far as you can, push yourself to go as far as you can, so you go further and further every time. Now, for this stretch, perform this 2 times for about 10 to 15 seconds. Now, most of these stretches I'm going to tell you to perform it once, rest for 5 to 6 seconds, and try and push yourself further the next time you do it on the second set, so you get more stretch out of it and you see improvement, hence increased flexibility. So get as far as you can in the hamstring. If you can only get this far, that's fine, but hold it. If you can palm the ground, that's awesome, but just hold it as far as you can go for about 10 seconds. Take a deep breath, take a couple of seconds, let your hamstrings rest, and stretch them out again for about another 10 seconds. So that's the first hamstring stretch you can do. The second one, you see an elevated surface. I'm using this short brick wall in my backyard. You can use a couch, ottoman, a short table, your bed, anything you can get your foot up onto, just like this. And you're going to bend over, get into your hamstring. Now again, hold this for about 10 seconds, getting as deep into it as you can, and then stand up without removing your leg. Take a few seconds, take a pause, and then we're right back into it, stretching out that hamstring again. So you're going to do both legs on that, both sides, 2 times, about 10 seconds in the stretch. Stand up, take a breath, about a 5-second pause, and back into it again on the same leg. So now after our hamstring stretches, I'm going to get into focus on our quads and on our hips. So our quads are the muscles right here, and they're called our quads is because there are 4 specific muscles that make up our quads. But that's not super important right now. So for the first stretch, all you're going to need is a soft cushion pad like this. If you're worried about being on a hard surface for your knee, you're going to be on a knee. And now you don't need a pad like this. It's just, it helps me because my knees hurt being on concrete like this. You could use a pillow. You could use a blanket fold together, a towel, fold a towel together, anything that you have in your house, or just do it on a carpet. You're going to get on a knee just like this, and one leg forward, and you're just going to push your hips through, squeeze your butt, really get your hips through as far as you can. You're going to feel a stretch right in here. Hold that stretch for about 10 seconds, and then relax. This stretch is good because it stretches out your hip, and something people don't think about is their hips are connected to their low back. Everything in your body is connected. Every muscle in your body is connected. So by stretching out one muscle group, you could actually be alleviating stress and pressure in another part of your body. So stretching out your hips is important. So again, push through and stop. And once you do a couple sets on this side, again, really try and push yourself even more the second time you do it. You're going to go to the other side right here. Push through, left side, about 10 seconds, and down. So again, both sides, 10 seconds each leg, give or take. Take a breath, take 5 seconds in between, and push yourself again to try and get even further into the stretch so you can increase your flexibility. Now, increased flexibility is not going to happen overnight. I've been stretching for the last 5 or 6 years, really focused stretching. So I've gained some flexibility by doing this stuff every few days. It might take you guys some time. Don't let that discourage you. Now, another way you can stretch our quads is good old-fashioned, just grab your leg. So now, some people who have issues with balance, there's no issue. Just grab a support like this one, hold your leg up, and just really focus on your quad. Now, if you want to get more advanced with this stretch, if that's too easy, if even this is too easy and you feel like you just do this all day, really focus on pulling your quad back so you get more, deep of a stretch. And then something you can do is a quad stretch and a reach. So you're going to bend right here and pull the quad all the way back so you get the most stretch out of it as you can. And it's going to take some balance and hold. So that's more of a full body workout. It's very similar to a single leg RDL. You're just holding your back leg up so you get a quad stretch while you do it. Again, hold that for about 10 seconds. Whichever variation you're doing, whether you're here like this, hold it for 10 seconds. If you're supported on a pole, hold it for 10 seconds. Or if you're, all the way into a quad and reach, try and hold it for 10 seconds. Relax, take a second, take a breath, and then get back into it again. So again, 10 seconds each leg with a break of 5 seconds in between, and it's 2 sets on each leg. So here for 10 seconds, up, take a second to breathe, right back in at 10 seconds on the same leg. That's all it is for the quads. Now moving on from quads, we're going to get into some upper body. We're going to start with chest. So the first thing we're going to do with chest is something to get the chest moving a little bit. Right here, chest smacks. So you're getting here, you're alternating which arm is going on top. Alternates every time, and you're going to get 10 of each. So this one is more of an active one. This could be performed right after push-up workout or anything. Just to loosen the chest, to really focus on the stretch here. Is where you're stretching it and you're snapping it through. So it's an active stretch. That's a good active stretch to it. Now another stretch you can do after doing that one, once your chest a little loosened up, you should just use a pole like this. You can use a doorway. It's a 90-90 chest stretch. So you're going to hold your arm up right here at about 90 degrees, and you're going to push it against a surface, and you're leaning forward. So you're staying strong in your shoulder and your arm, so it's holding you up. You're leaning forward, so you should feel a stretch right through here, right through your chest. And like I said, hold that for about 10 seconds on each side. Relax, deep breath, give it a second, and it's back into the stretch, trying to push yourself through, trying to push yourself further, and switch sides and do the same thing. The important thing with that is you're staying strong in your shoulder, and you're leaning forward to get a stretch right here through your chest. So again, your workout, like I just finished working out, I'm a mess, I'm sweaty, you name it, it's hot outside, it's going to be 100 a day. You should perform your stretches right after your workout while your muscles are still warm. So that's just another thing I want to remind you guys of. Try and give yourselves a 5-10 minute break to water down, get cooled down after a workout, but not too cooled down because you don't want your muscles to tighten up and get cold. That's what leads to a lot of soreness right after workouts, is not stretching and relieving the muscle of that tension properly. So after we get our chest all stretched out, we can focus on our shoulders. And for shoulder stretch, all we're going to do today is shoulder circles. Start with slow, controlled circles. I don't want guys getting, guys or girls getting here or whatever, because that's not really working it. You want to be slow and controlled. So you're controlling the movement, so you're working your shoulder mobility the whole time. When you feel comfortable, big circles. So again, about 10 seconds, big circles, going forward, stop, 10 seconds going backwards, stop. And this isn't a static stretch. This is more for mobility of your shoulders. And again, this can be done after any shoulder workouts we do to help, get your shoulders moving again, get them loosened up after a tough workout. So that's for shoulders. And the last thing we want to stretch out is our backs. So a good way to stretch out our backs is through a prayer stretch. What this looks like, again, you're going to want a soft pad like this if you're uncomfortable being on the ground with your knees. Again, a pillow works, a folded up towel. You can use a lot of things, a yoga mat even. Whatever you have access to, you're going to get on your knees like this, and you're going to reach straight out. And it's called a prayer stretch because it almost looks like, you're praying. And you're just going to lean back against your hand, so you almost feel like you're pulling yourself. And you should feel a stretch right through here in your back. And if that's not enough and you want to target a specific side because you're sore, you're going to put your arms out to one side. So you're going to put them out to, in this case, put them out to the right. And you're going to lean away from your arms. And that's going to enable you to feel a stretch in your right. So right now I feel a stretch right through here. And if I want to stretch out my left, same thing. So again, if you want to focus on your right side of your lat, put your arms out to the left and lean towards the right. And that's going to enable you to feel a stretch right through here in your back. So if I'm trying to stretch on my left, my arms are out to the right, and I'm leaning left, pulling against it, really focusing on feeling it in my left lat. So that's the stretch for your back. Now, last thing we're going to stretch out today is our calves. It's probably one of the easier ones to stretch out. A couple of variations you can do based on what you're comfortable with. But point your toe up towards you, bend over, and just touch your toe. Again, hold that for 10 seconds. Come up, take a deep breath, and we're back into it for another 10 seconds. So do that on both legs. And another variation of this calf stretch, you're going to be in a push-up position, like this. And you're going to cross one leg on top of the other. So in this case, my right's on my left. Whichever leg's on top, you're going to push down on the bottom heel, trying to drive that heel into the ground. And that'll enable you to feel a stretch right in your calf. So again, hold that for 10 seconds, come up, relax, and then you're back into it. So do that on both legs. Again, 10 seconds, take a breath, 10 seconds. So you should be feeling pretty stretched. Now I'm sweating again after just stretching like that. So it's not necessarily super easy, but it's very worth it because you're going to be feeling a lot better tomorrow than if you didn't stretch. I promise you that. Thank you so much for watching my videos. It means a lot to me that you guys are sharing a passion, what I'm super passionate about, and I'm glad that I could help you guys stay fit and get a good workout in during this quarantine. Thank you.